YouTube, what's happening, homie? 89 on up, man. Go over there, like, subscribe, hit me with a thumbs up. Let me know I'm kicking my stuff. I had a lot of young homeboys and different homies kind of like hitting me through my Instagram or just hitting me through the line of communication and getting at me, kind of asking me, how did that family rule kind of like start or kick off, or what's the symbolic symbol behind the family root thing, homie? So my brief analysis on the family root thing with the neighborhood power rules and the whole Inglewood family core, you know what I'm saying, developed before my time of pushing the turf. Homies kind of was already like, family root because we are extension off the Inglewood families, homie. You know what I'm saying? We like a branch that fall off from them and shit. You know what I'm saying? You gone, homie? Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, we like a branch that fall off the Inglewood families, homie. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of, and the homies being a branch off the Inglewood families, we kind of like up under their banner. So the big homies from neighborhood power rule, you know what I'm saying, hold a whole different style of love for the Inglewood families. And the Inglewood families, from my knowledge, hold a certain type of love for the homies in the neighborhood power rules, homie. And forever in time, from when I came on, homie, Inglewood families always kind of like held a little slot inside the neighborhood power rule hood, homie. And you know what I'm saying, conducting street business and shit, you know what I'm saying, or just residing there and shit like that. They always kept a slot inside our neighborhood and shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't so much have spots over in their area, but they had spots in ours, homie. You know, and we'll go over there and function with them and hang with them dudes. You know, this going into my generation, you know what I'm saying? The homies went to high school with a lot of Inglewood families and shit like that at Inglewood High and shit. That was like a central blood headquarters school, like coming in, 89 and 90s and shit like that, and before that time. So the family root thing is going on. So now my generation come about, you know what I'm saying? And we got dudes like Big Dulo, Lil Dulo, Lil Wack, Big 211, Coco Deuce, Big G Slim, and the list can, Lil Bugsy and different homies, homie, and the list can kind of run on, homie, start setting the tone for the turf, homie, you know what I'm saying, and hooking up a new form of alliance, hanging with the homies and shit. We'll start going over there to Darby Park, hanging out with the homies and shit like that, and functioning shit with niggas like Lil Falash them, Dougie them, Family in Peace Dougie, B-Lo, Family in Peace, Wiener, Family in Peace, you know what I'm saying, homies like Bar on them, you know what I'm saying, Proper G them, the list can go on with a gang of homies over there that, we start tying ourselves in and hanging out with and all that shit, homie. So, we partied, hung out. This was Inglewood when we go to different Damu events and functions that used to be at Dockweiler or different spots. When we got together, Inglewood to function together at these picnics and spots and different shit, homie. So, like I said, we all, okay, now the families, they stand in the turf. We didn't have bars in our hood where motherfuckers can drink, grind, socialize, and hustle out of and shit. So you always had these homies there. And so they had that love for the neighborhood power rules to where sometimes when you from neighborhood power, when you get out and the family was over there and the family got love for the homies, you can get a blessing, not only from your homies from the hood, But the families will throw a nigga something and kind of kick start a nigga if you was solid and shit like that, homie. You could say they was a big brother turf with us, homie. You know what I'm saying? So now to really, really dig into this family root thing, how it really, how I feel it kind of really started formulating, homie. Like I said, you always had them reside in the turf. So now our turf was an active turf, homie. And at them times, Inglewood Core, especially like the CPF, which is Centinela Park families, the Inglewood families in the neighborhood Paru, was in a hell of a scrimmage thing with the rolling 60s, homie. So therefore, that formed an extra alliance. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it clean. I looked at our hood like a training camp, boot camp, homie. Cause any motherfucker will tell you, homie, at them times, them neighborhood power rules were dangerous. So if you came over there to hang out and function with motherfuckers, you had to have a piece of protection on you, homie. If not, you fuck around and get your head knocked off over there, homie. So a nigga kind of had to run with a piece of protection. So a lot of the homies from family that was coming over there, they was coming soldier tied, coming through the boot camp, coming through the training, and shit like that. You know, I kind of, sometimes looked at it like a lot of them dudes that was becoming Inglewood families sometimes would get through in the neighborhood power rules and see can they survive and hang out with the homies and shit, and a lot of them dudes came through and did that shit, you know what I'm saying? Niggas like Lil Reg Dog and them, certain homies like that, niggas like Deuce and them from family, Lil Philosophy, them niggas came over there and like mixed with us and functioned with us and got a real feel with us, and we got a feel with them, so it started really colliding us with that, with that mix and that gangster shit with each other and everybody, being approval of each other in these Inglewood City streets, homie. Okay, so now we still digging into the family root history of this thing. So now we went to, the beef, we know we all beefing with the 60s. We all having to come into alliance in some type of way, even with the Centinela Park families, because we had that, when you go up Hyde Park, you hitting the Inglewood the Centinela Park family bloods, homie. So we kept a Nella Park family rule, a relationship with Centinela Park family, because we go up the strip, homie. So we had a lightweight bondage love through them. Plus we had homies that headquartered right there on Hyde Park, like on 64th and Hyde Park, like straight CPF blood motherfuckers right there. Like soon as we had homies that had spots right on that street. You deliberately walk to the corner and could see a 6-0 liquor store where these niggas is pulling up going, and we deliberately had spots right across from these dudes, homie. Tension was high, gunfire and gun battle and everything. So within them times, homie, niggas is connecting that family root through all kind of little trenches and ties, homie. So now for the kicker, and to really kick it in and formulate it, how I felt my era really locked it in with that family root thing was in the 90s when the OG big homie A-Bay got killed inside the neighborhood pop rules. A-Bay was like a high up, like these Tookie dudes you hear about, but in the blood community, homie. He was high up in this Inglewood blood thing, man. A-Bay, homie. BIP to the big homie. A-Bay, homie. So he wind up getting damped in the turf, homie, on Centinela. And I want to get my streets right, man. You know what I'm saying? On Centinela in the turf. It was a Deli Bird burger stand right there on Centinela, homie. You know what I'm saying? By the Meaty Mart, the Smart and Final, it's kind of slipping my mind. That might be Fairview, Centinela and Fairview or some shit like that, homie. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we had a burger joint, you know what I'm saying? And I believe it was Damu owned, I believe, homie. You know what I'm saying? So at these years, like I say, tension is high with this banging all these popular names you hear, like the Big U's, and not considerably saying him, but the Banker T's and different dudes, homie, and homies like A-Bay and them. These dudes was big, high commodities to this gangbanging community. If Bloods can get these niggas that was high up in our hierarchies of these gangster ass names, we wanted them on the Crip side. The A-Bays, the hell of a names we had on our side, they wanted them. So now you got the big homie that fuck around and get hit in the hood, homie, a legendary homeboy. So when this happened, this shakes the whole motherfucking town, ripples the whole motherfucking city for niggas to go on motherfucking mad rage on this gangster shit, homie. I'm at my youth age, I'm young YG status, homie, but I'm looking in and seeing what's going on and shit. So the OG homie get hit, dog. So the whole city goes haywire, homie. So now, by that happening, inside the neighborhood Pyru hood, homie, a legendary homeboy from Inglewood family, everybody admired, loved, looked up to, big homie. So that put neighborhood Pyru on the line of it. And back in the days, that's how it was, homie. If a blood was inside of another blood hood and got damped, homie, not only was that hood gonna show they pledge of allegiance and donate all the assistance, all the banging assistance that we can offer or that hood can offer for the condolence of a homie falling inside of somebody's hood, homie. And that was two that will build an alliance with a lot of these hoods. Like such and such got killed, these niggas banded together and did their thing, homie. So when you hear niggas run around like, oh, family rule, nigga, this family rule love. You got real niggas that came together for a homie getting killed inside the hood. A legendary homie getting killed inside the hood, hooking up with the families. Just my generation of my connection, homie. So niggas didn't have no choice to be bond together. They was trying to down niggas at that time. So niggas had to kind of like stick together. Family, my era of family rule didn't come off of just laughter, off of just chunking up the beat to each other, or some bullshit ass, flimsy ass, felonious way of meeting a motherfucker. This shit came from a legendary homeboy getting downed inside the turf, homie. That was a part of history with this Inglewood shit that banded us together to stick together for our era to push family rule, homie. So when the nigga come up out his mouth and get to hunt about this family rule, nigga know it was bloodshed and tears behind formulating that family rule, homie. And that's just my history analysis on the family root thing. It came about on some gangster shit on the legendary homeboy getting hit, dog. At times, at war season, when we thought red and blue meant something, homie. Now, decades and decades later, homie, we wish none of this shit would have never happened because it took a lot of soldiers and OG homies from the Crips and from the Bloods away from the world and people that love them, homie. So I'm just kicking a G story, letting the nigga know how this family root came about. It was a legendary G homeboy that passed that really relocked it in the 90s with this thing for the new generation, homie. So, 89 on up, homie. I'm going to keep kicking G shit, not Ye shit, and trying to fill in little missing pieces on this shit. So for the young homies that wanted to know how that family rule really kicked off, that's how I did in my generation. Now, maybe a young homie can tell a story on how they formulated, but that's just me. 89 on up, homie.